If you're thinking about creating your own online course, one of the first questions you'll ask is, what should the topic be? So in this video, I actually want to help rephrase that question, because although you might be wondering about a course topic, at the end of the day, people don't buy topics. Instead, they buy outcomes. So here's what I mean. Let's say that you're a health and fitness instructor and you're thinking about doing something about either running or weightlifting. And although those are great topics and you could certainly cover them in a course, people aren't ultimately buying something with running tips because they want to go running. There's probably a bigger outcome at the end. So one great example of a program that has a clear outcome is called Couch to 5K. So in this case, instead of just calling it the How to Get Better at Running course, they have identified a clear outcome, which is running a 5K, for students to work toward, which makes it much easier to visualize if the course is right for you. So as a pro tip, one of the reasons why having an outcome is so useful is because your prospective students are consistently asking themselves, is this for me? And if they can't measure where the end point is, it'll be hard for them to answer that question. Now, to give another example, let's say you were a social media expert and you wanted to offer a social media course. That sounds like it could be a topic, but it's still not quite specific enough, because depending on who your audience is or what their goals are, social media can involve quite a few different things. So instead, a more tangible course outcome could be to say, you want to help students get their first 10,000 followers. Now, already that's more specific, but there's one more important piece of the puzzle. So once you have your outcome, it's time to move into part 2, which is identifying your dream student. If you think about social media, even considering how that would work for an influencer, somebody in the beauty industry, a B2B company, or a parent, you can see how those are very different social media users. So when you identify your course outcome, it needs to be in service of a specific person. And I would choose your favorite person, the one who, if all of your students were exactly like that person, you would be thrilled. They're the person you most want to serve. Honestly, I think it could even be helpful to start with who you want to serve, because their problems may stay the same over time, but the solutions may be different. So why are they really on social media? Maybe it's because businesses are trying to build their audience, and maybe it's Instagram today, TikTok tomorrow, and something new in 2 years that doesn't even exist yet. So if you fall in love with the idea of helping a person, then over time, as these solutions develop, you can adapt with the times too. To share one more example, I have something I call the airline theory. Think about when you buy plane tickets. You aren't really buying the ability to sit in the plane and to have your coffee over the Atlantic Ocean headed to some foreign destination. Instead, you're actually buying the destination itself. So if you pay close attention to airline marketing strategies, yeah, they may talk a little bit about the in-flight services that they offer, but primarily they're showing you places that you might travel, whether it's to see family or to visit somewhere new and exciting. So I want you to be like an airline. Don't sell people the plane ticket, sell them the destination. So with that in mind, if people buy outcomes, if they're looking for an end transformation, it's time for you to brainstorm what that transformation could be. The first is to start by listing out things in these 3 categories. What are your strengths? What are your interests? And where is their demand? You'll find that there may be overlap between 2 out of the 3 of these, but ideally you're looking for something in the sweet spot of all 3. So for example, if you really enjoy cooking, but it's not something that you're necessarily an all-time great at, it might not make sense for you to teach it. On the other hand, there could be something that you're really excellent at, but it doesn't really light you up. That might not be the best route either, because you might feel trapped by a skill that, yeah, is great, that you can handle, but it's not really something you enjoy talking about. So that's never going to be a great fit. Once you get that list, it's equally important to brainstorm who you would love to serve. Who is your ideal student? Who would you love to help? If you can get that list together and think through who you want to help, then you can start to ask yourself, what problems are they facing? What transformations are they looking for? What don't they have today that they wish that they had in the future? All great courses help somebody move from point A to point B. So between who you want to serve, what your strengths are, and what your passions are, you can find a clear route and a clear outcome that could work for your course. If you are looking for some of the tools that you can use to bring your course idea to life, you can check out our free online course toolkit in the comments or find it at witandwire.com/course toolkit. Since you're here, I do have another video I think you might like, and you'll see it here right now.